Selected parts from the book One Life is Not Enough, written by Shri K. Natwar Singh. Part 20. Indira Gandhi faced multiple challenges in June 1969. The most serious one was the attempt by the syndicate, which was led by Congress President S. Nijalingappa and supported by Morarji Desai, to wrest power. During the AICC meet at Faridabad that year, Nijalingappa made a withering attack on Indira Gandhi's functioning and her economic policies. The stakes were very high. She had to act quickly to counter the threat. As a first step to securing her position, Mrs. Gandhi wrote to the Deputy Prime Minister Morarji Desai telling him that she would very much like him to continue in his role as minister and that he could choose any portfolio except finance. It was a bold decision. As expected, Morarji Desai felt insulted and resigned from the cabinet. Next, she nationalized 14 banks, a step which was widely welcomed in the country. The Prime Minister had demonstrated acute political acumen in meeting the direct challenge of the syndicate head on. Though I was not involved in the high level discussions, all of us in the Secretariat were aware of what was happening. Those were tense days, and though the Prime Minister outwardly kept her composure, I could see how worried she was. In this crisis, she relied heavily on P. N. Haskar, her principal advisor. In August 1969, the Prime Minister paid a brief visit to Kabul along with Rajiv and Sonia Gandhi. There, she met Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan for the first time after 1947. In the evening, the Prime Minister asked me to go to Badshah Khan's house to ask when it would be convenient for him to receive her. He said that he would himself come to meet her at 4 p.m. I was 15 seconds late in arriving to escort him, at which he showed his annoyance, saying that I should have been on time. On 2nd October 1969, Badshah Khan arrived in New Delhi for Mahatma Gandhi's centenary. The Prime Minister, Jayaprakash Narayan, and several of her cabinet colleagues were at the airport to receive him. This was the first time after June 1947 that he was setting foot on Indian soil. It had been decided that the Prime Minister and Badshah Khan would travel in the same car. Jayaprakash Narayan also made a move to get into the car. When a security officer attempted to stop him, I saw JP get very angry for the first time. He pushed the man aside and entered the car. Badshah Khan treated Indira Gandhi like a daughter, and the fact she was the Prime Minister of India made no impression on him at all. Badsha Khan was a law unto himself. He was invited to deliver the Jawaharlal Nehru Memorial Lecture on 14th November 1969 on the lawns of Teen Murti House. He spoke for 1 hour but did not once take Jawaharlal Nehru's name. It was a deliberate omission. He had not forgiven Nehru for agreeing to partition. Dr. Zakir Hussain suddenly passed away on 3rd May 1969. Indira Gandhi was not in Delhi at that time, nor was P.N. Haskar. Dr. Hussein's demise not only left a void but had serious political ramifications. The immediate problem which faced the Prime Minister was to choose his successor. At the Congress Parliamentary Board meeting in Bangalore in June, the majority had opted for N. Sanjeev Reddy, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, as President. The Prime Minister had initially backed Reddy but later changed her mind as he was very close to the syndicate. V.V. Giri, the Vice President, was also in the running for the presidency. However, he did not find much support. Even the Prime Minister was not enthusiastic about his candidature. But when she consulted the senior members of her cabinet, their advice was that in the prevailing circumstances, Giri was the best choice. The Prime Minister's close advisors were Chief Minister Dwarka Prasad Mishra of Madhya Pradesh, Uma Shankar Dikshit, a member of the Congress Working Committee and a confidant of the Nehru family, and P.N. Haskar. The election of the president led to intense lobbying. By then, it was clear that the syndicate was determined that the Prime Minister's candidate should lose. They fully backed Reddy and strenuously campaigned for him. A third candidate was C.D. Deshmukh, who had been the finance minister in Jawaharlal Nehru's government. All members of the Prime Minister's Secretariat were in Parliament House, where the voting took place. V.V. Giri won by a thin majority. 2 speeches were prepared for the Prime Minister, one to be delivered if Giri won, the other if he lost. All the officials of the Prime Minister's Secretariat were present in Parliament House when the results were announced at late night. November was a month of unprecedented political jockeying and unseemly name-calling by the syndicate. On 1st November, while the Prime Minister was in a meeting with the President Antonin Novotny of Czechoslovakia at Rashtrapati Bhavan, one of her secretaries, Yashpal Kapoor, took her the news that Nijalingappa had expelled her from the Congress for indiscipline. When I conveyed this to her, she told me not to bother about it. Outwardly, she was calm, but I could imagine her inner turmoil. She, a granddaughter of Motilal Nehru and the daughter of Jawaharlal Nehru, was being expelled from the party. This led to a split in the Congress, and Indira Gandhi formed a new party, the Congress R. Kamaraj became the head of the parent Congress party, the Congress O. Thank you very much.